Today, guys, we're going to talk about my experience at the Bureau of Immigration. You guys may or may not know. So, today, I went to ask a question, and this I had no idea of what I needed to do to leave the country because I may have to go to the U.S. for a few weeks. I need to take care of some business there. So, went in, come to find out, I have my ACR card. My ACR card doesn't expire till October. So I was trying to arrange the dates to get back before that. Come to find out that my actual visa had expired April. So I thought it was good. It worked the same as the ACR iCard. Well, I guess I'm just a dumb old country boy because no, it don't. Your visa is only good for every 6 months because you cannot get a year's visitor's visa. Of course, your spouse has to apply for your, or petition as they call it, for your resident card. And unless you do a retirement visa, and then you have to give up that $10,000 or $20,000 to the Philippines, which I'm not going to do. So I went in, got it. They didn't charge me the overstay, but of course those 2 months count as a renewal. So I went in today and paid the $84.50 in pesos. Now that's $59.40 for your visa, and then it's $2,500. They call it express, but it's actually miscellaneous. It's runs your name real quick to make sure that you're not on the blacklist or anything like that. Now, here's the catcher. Once I board the plane, once I'm stamped and board the plane, my 6-month visa is no longer valid. The one I just bought, it's not valid any longer. Once I get to the U.S., and if I go there, I'm going to get my shots. My vaccines. I'm going to get vaccinated like a puppy dog. Okay, so get my vaccine, which in some cases, depending on where you go, it can cut down your quarantine time coming back. So you still have to go to the nearest consulate, which in my case, I'd have to go to Houston. Still have to pay for a spousal visa to come back. Now that visa can be good up to 59 days. So when I come back and that visa is about to expire, then I have to get a new visa, and by that time a new ACR card, which altogether runs about $10,400, $10,500, something around that. So that's how they get you. It's a catch-22. There's nothing you can do. Once I board the plane, this visa is no longer any good. My ACR card is still good, but they do have the option, immigration, of pulling my ACR card, or once I get my ECC. Now, that doesn't count my ECCB, since I am an ACR I card holder. I have to get an ECCB to exit the country. That means it's an exit visa, which I have to pay for that. It's $500 for that, plus some other miscellaneous fees. Because I'm ACR I card holder. It's just not a regular exit visa because I've been here longer than 6 months. So you have to pay for that. Now, once you pay for that, they have the option of keeping your ACR card. So if they take that, then you don't have one any longer. It's no longer valid. So then when you come back, you have to do the process all over again once your temporary visa expires from the consulate. So you have to pay for the consulate again. You have to do all that again. And for me, that's driving or flying, whichever I do, is driving 8 hours to Houston, 6 to 8 hours, I forget what it is now, to Houston to get it all done again. Then coming back here, going back to immigration, and coming back here, going back to Bacolod to the BI, and then starting from scratch. So it's a mess. But that's what I have to do just to leave, to go to the States. Now, once I come back in, from what I understand, if I come in through Cebu, unless they change it before I come, I can stay, since I've been if I get vaccinated, hopefully I will, um, only 7 days in quarantine, and then I can come here. So if I go to Manila, then I have to do 10 to 14 days, whether you're vaccinated or not. They don't really care. Just money. Plus, I have to take tests there, are going, and test coming back. Doesn't matter. I can take a spit test leaving. I have to take a swab test coming back. Swab test 4,000. I think a spit test is very inexpensive. So whether you approve of the test, whether you don't approve of the test, if you have to go back to the States or you're looking to come to the state, to the Philippines, and you're a spouse, that's what you have to do. Don't forget to carry your marriage certificate. To leave, you need the 5 photos. You need copies of your receipts. You got to have copies of your official receipts. You got to have copies of your passports. You got to have copies of your life savings. You know what I'm talking about. You got to have copies of everything so they can charge you. You know. Oh, and don't forget, after you get your exit visa, then you have to go over and pay your leaving tax, I guess is what they call it, or exit tax, whatever that is. And that costs more than the visa. I think the exit tax, last count I saw, was like $750 or something like that. So now, this is just my thoughts, but this is actual what happens, what you have to do right now. So hang in there, guys. If you're living over 6 months and you got to go back, this is what you got to do, and it's how it is. So if Jovi goes back, she doesn't have to do it, but to make the round trip is thousands of dollars US, including hotel rooms and such. But I have to go back. I got to sell a car. I got odds and ends stuff to do. I got to move stuff. So that's the way it goes. But thanks for hanging in. Running a little long. Appreciate you guys hanging in there. That's the BI.